magandang hapon ng Biyernes sa inyo mga Summoners. Ito na po, unang araw ng ikatlong linggo para sa Pro Gaming Series 2017 Spring Split. At kami po yung magiging shoutcaster. I am Shinmu with 149. And of course, with me is Yuko, ladies and gentlemen, powered by Bacchus Energy Drink. Drive your energy, we are in. Once again, in witnessing and seeing the best League of Legends teams in the country.
Let's not forget na third week na. So, curious ako sa, again, madami silang magagandang pinakita these past 2 weeks. Pero, what more this third week?
Yes, so, atin, ano nakalaan para sa ating lahat dito sa schedule natin? Of course, for today's matches, we have, at the first match is gonna be JSK Esports versus TNC Pro Team. It's like a revisit ng ating promos as these two teams are the newest teams sa ating 2017 Spring Split. And of course, mamaya, we have IPT and Emperor Esports. Nako.
Mga much-awaited matches na naman.
Oo, pero yung second matchup natin, clearly, kita natin. Kasi Emperor Esports, they have a slow start talaga dito sa ating PGS 2017 Spring. Pero of course, let's dive in dun sa ating game for today. Yung unang game muna natin, unang set of matches natin, which is TNC and JSK. Now, for their standings, let's see, ladies and gentlemen. JSK Esports just came in from a 2-0 loss, okay? Ang nanalo doon ay ang Mineski, which still held to be the undefeated team dito sa run ng ating regular season. Whereas TNC Pro Team, interestingly, they had a 1-1 outcome dun sa laban nila against Imperium Pro Team, one of the strongest teams as well ng PGS. So ang galing to sa dalawang halimaw na team, Imperium Pro Team tsaka Mineski, di ba?
So, ayun na, alam natin yung momentum nila, nandun na, mataas na.
Mataas na. Well, makikita natin na yung TNC beat IPT. So, I think it could be said here na JSK papasok na sa laban na to as the underdog for against TNC Pro Team. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's go into the drafting phase and let's witness ano nga bang diskarte ng dalawang team ngayon. Itong JSK versus TNC. Do take note na maglalaro po tayo sa patch 7.2, which is the Warwick patch.
And speaking of 7.2, guys, alam ko nag-aabang kayo ng Warwick anytime soon sa araw na to. But nope, for 2 weeks, wala mo ng Warwick.
Oo. And when we mentioned, guys, na it is the Warwick patch, hindi naman ibig sabihin na bagong champion si Warwick. Obviously, meron po kasing update sa kanya sa mga hindi pa po nakakaalam. There's a rework of Warwick. He has a new kit. Some says that he's pretty overpowered right now. Pero yun nga, as you guys mentioned, guys, we won't be seeing him maybe until week 5. I don't know ano ang take ng mga teams natin sa mga players natin. Okay? Pero we just have a quick technical difficulty dun sa drafting natin. We'll get into that. Now, patch 7.2. Highlights ng patch 7.2. What are your initial takes?
Isa lang masasabi ko dyan, lethality.
Lethality, right? So, lethality kasi, guys, dati, it was 0.4, 40% base armor penetration. Then 60% nun is scaling depending on your target's level. Ganon, depending on the target's level. So, it is designed in such a way na yung mga assassins, when they snowball, hindi sila unstoppable. And of course, when they're behind, may capability pa rin sila na makahabol or hindi maging useless. Kaya nga yun nga, scaling depending on the target sa level. That means, kung mas malakas yung target mo, mas malamang yung target mo, you deal more damage as an assassin. Pero kung mas mababa yung level niya, kung mas napugo mo na siya, hindi na ganun kataas, hindi na ganun ka-insta-kill yung damage mo. When it comes to lethality, that is the new form of armor penetration. Now, for 7.2, guys, it was changed. Hindi na po 40% yung base armor penetration. There's an adjustment. It became 0.6. 60% from 40% base armor penetration. At
walang extra cost yun. So, parang free buff.
Technically, it's like a free buff. A lot of champions has benefited dun sa update na yun. Mostly on Rengar. And right now, si Kha'Zix din. Kha'Zix though, hindi lang yung lethality kasi yung nabuff sa kanya.
Lahat sa kanya.
There are actually, in my opinion, like 3 obvious na indirect buff sa kanya. Yung isa direct clearly kahit hindi si Kha'Zix yung binuff doon, it is the Dust Blade of Draktar. Plus 25 damage. Without added cost.
Wala pa ring add cost. So,
hindi nagmahal. So, alam naman natin na yung mechanic ng Dust Blade of Draktar, yung bonus nun, diba? It works so well with Kha'Zix kit. Hindi ka magpapakita, then you show yourself again, then you deal bonus damage. That's one. And you know, to top it all, meron pang isang update kasi sa mga junglers din.
Share na, ano yan, ano yan?
Comparative update. It's, you know, there's a weaker leash right now. When we say there's a weaker leash, hindi na pinopromote yung strong leash in a sense na hindi mo kailangang smite yung first camp mo. And to make it easier to understand, guys, basically, ang mga jungle camps po natin na mag-i-spawn na on the 1 minute 40 second mark. Hindi na po 1 minute 37. So, 37-second mark. So, you know, merong dinagdag na 3 seconds. Akala nyo, 3 seconds lang. Hindi naman yun basta-basta.
Malaking effect yun, guys. Malaking, 3 seconds na yung may
malaking
iyak ka
effect
doon.
po yun, guys, kasi it is enough for the laners to miss CS. Okay, kapag nilish nila ng todo yung junglers nila. Not to mention na dinagdagan din yung damage ng Krugs. Not to mention na dinagdagan din yung damage ng Grump. At yung Grump, ang laki ng dinagdag na damage.
Yun
okay?
like, para sa akin yung sa pinaka-importante sa jungle.
Oo. Oo, when it comes to Kha'Zix, kasi parang ang pahina yon sa lahat ng mga junglers kasi pinalakas yung Grump, mas masakit siya mag-deal ng damage. Pero among all junglers kasi, si Kha'Zix has the best mechanic in killing that Grump. Okay? May isolation bonus siya for his passive. So, mas mabilis na napapatay yung Grump. Now,
true.
we are back onto the drafting. Let's see what are the manifestations ng patch 7.2 dito sa ating draft.
Speaking of patch 7.2, ayun, dadeng, banned na si Kha'Zix.
Yes, we'll be seeing Kha'Zix to be removed here by TNC. Being wise, that's the big question though. Yun ang curious ako. Curious po ako mga kaibigan. Kasi knowing during the last match of Mineski and JSK, Mineski pulled off 4 bans targeting Spear, the jungler ng JSK. And out of those bans, guys, wala pong Kha'Zix doon. And ang pinick off na jungler doon ni Spear ay Graves. So actually, wala pang presence yung Kha'Zix o hindi pa pinakita ni Spear na gumagamit siya ng Kha'Zix dito sa PGS. Ano ba?
Tinago pa niya yung skill niya na yun.
It's very likely a scout, pero I'm betting on the idea na malakas lang po talaga si Kha'Zix na in a sense na enough, dangerous enough to remove it despite not being in the champion pool of a good jungler like Spear. Okay? Now, continuing with the bans here, guys. Again, we are rolling the 10-ban system here.
And speaking of the 10-ban system, yun ay you get to ban 5 champions per team, but hati yun into two phases. Again, guys, 2 phases. First, 3 bans and then 3 picks, tapos last 2 bans.
Yes.
This is really useful in the sense na you can choke a player na mababa yung champion pool or medyo advanced to but you can stop a team composition midway.
And it can be said na may mga teams na sa PGS po na actually nakakapitalize na to.
True.
They're like securing picks muna on the first 3 picks, tapos standard banning on the first banning phase, guys. Pero inoobserbahan nila yung target ng kalaban. At kung ano pa po yung kulang, kunyari for the case of dito, the TNC, they have the Ziggs. It's most likely an ADC6. They have the Karma. They have the Hecarim. Ang kulang na lang sa kanila ay top laner tsaka mid lane. Ang strategy ng mga teams ngayon, particularly if you want to observe, guys, Mineski and IPT, binaban po nila, ayan, you're seeing a Maokai ban, binaban nila, ang sino-choke out nila ay any of the remaining bans, any of the remaining picks, nung kabilang team. It's kind of a given, really. It's kind of obvious naman. Kung ano na lang yung hindi nila pinipik.
Alangan naman yung lane na may champion na ka mababan,
na
diba?
napili na, oo. It's kind of a given. Pero at least that's one. Kasi guys, sabay-sabay naman po tayo na ino-obserban at inaaral itong 10-ban system. At, you know, it's really hard in a sense na hindi kasi natin siya na-apply pa.
Hindi pa.
Don't worry, guys. There might be an update. Especially hindi lang to limited sa... I'm not so sure. I wouldn't bank on that. Pero what I'm sure is, there will be an update with regards to the banning system ng ating mga laro. Kasi sometimes yung 10-ban system dito, 5 ban per team, is designed for competitive gaming kasi, for organized play. Ang solo queue as arranged, it's very hard to really think that it is organized play. Siguro baka sa tournament draft, custom. Now, completing all the bans, ladies and gentlemen, for the set of JSK, yan, Rek'Sai, LeBlanc, Fiora, Maokai, tsaka Casio. Focus 1 on the jungler and tigdalawa kada sa mid lane.
So, alam na natin kung
and
ano
mid
yung lane na ayaw nilang may threat.
Yeah, or anong lane ang hindi nila pinapansin? Bottom lane. Whereas para naman sa TNC, you'll be seeing the bans there. Focus on the mid lane, focus on the ADC, and of course for the supports and the top lane, 1 on the Kha'Zix. For the lineup as well, completed na rin po, ladies and gentlemen. Lots of damage being brought here by TNC Pro Team. Interestingly, we are seeing a Hecarim. Despite this patch favoring the likes of those Kha'Zix, the likes of those Rengar, and look at that. I'm very excited to see this. Spear on this Rengar. Rengar has been banned on Spear with their match against Mineski. Now, papasok dito ang JSK, guys. Stat-wise po, natalo kasi sila.
Twice.
Mala-impacto ng Mineski. Okay? 2-0 yon. So, stat-wise, they enter this match against TNC as the underdog. And if there's one player or one role na may pag-asa fighting chance ang JSK, kay Spear yun. But for the player matchup, of course, what will be featuring is A-Style and Raze. Interestingly, guys, po, it is only in the KDA na natalo ni Raze si A-Style. Despite A-Style losing 2 games recently nga against Mineski. Ayun. In my take for these two players individually is that so far Raze has proven himself to be the better player against A-Style, but I'm looking forward what will be their performance here, especially now with Raze. Merong inconsistency cases kasi si Raze eh. And right now we still miss those Ezreal, di ba? Ezreal ni Raze doesn't had the best performance when he was picking up Jhin. So
true.
far we're trying to understand still yung effectivity
Hintayin lang
ng
natin kung
kanyang
ano yung mga plano ni Raze, ganun.
ng kanyang Ziggs bot lane. Pero alam naman natin, kung mag-Ziggs bot lane to si Raze, ibig sabihin alam niya po yan. Actually, nagbigay pa nga siya ng professional
Mga tips.
guide. Oo, tips on playing Ziggs in the bot lane. You can check that one on esports.garena.ph/BGS. Yun po ang aming website. And also, you could read as well about the 10-ban system on that website.
Yeah, if you want further digestion or more info para nga sa 10-ban system, hindi siya ganun ka-complicated. So, if you have questions, pwede yung tignan.
Yes, now let's go into our loading screen. As you can see, the players, the faces of our players facing up. JSK Esports versus TNC Pro Team. Versus, sorry guys, I think may technical difficulties tayo. Versus TNC Pro Team. Ayan. Okay, I think it has been fixed, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay na.
Now, ayan, again, our player lineups. For the blue side, of course, the one who will be playing will be JSK Esports. You've seen that on the draft. And as well, for the red side team, you got TNC Pro Team. Sa palagay nyo, sino dito sa dalawa ang mananalo? The biggest shoutout sa mga players at mga supporters ng dalawang team na to. 2 new teams in the PGS 2017 Spring Split. Presto hindi nang galing sa ating Summer Split back in 2016. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Gaming.youtube.com/Garena PH Garena rather.
PH Garena
pala siya, /live. Okay, so let's go.
So, 2 new teams, pero tiyan natin kung ano yung magiging performance nila. And I think kaya nila pinik yung Janna was to counter Hecarim. Kasi Janna's skills, Howling Gale and all of that, but down to Monsoon can be a huge threat kay Hecarim. Pero looking at the team lineups, JSK and TNC, saan ka parang mas at ease kung titignan mo yung team composition?
Yeah, not basing on the stats, only in the
Just
composition.
team
Yes, understanding the changes right now, there are actually changes that works a lot in favor. Let's go for the bottom lane first.
Okay.
Works a lot in favor of these attack speed scaling champions, and that is on the Ardent Sensor. Now, so far, playing Janna, hindi popular pick yung Ardent Sensor kay Janna. Redemption pa rin. Pero, do take note guys, that Redemption has been nerfed. Ayan po. And, that attack speed plus 15% attack speed on the Ardent Sensor, depending on the target pa. I think it's pretty big on Ashe. Works really well. Lalo compared to ADC Ziggs, okay? Or sorry for the ADC Ziggs, but bot lane Ziggs, di ba? Na doesn't really necessarily rely on attack speed. Guys, ang bot lane Ziggs po, hindi po yun AD. It is built still as AP. Ayan.
Sadyang, ang weird lang kasi pakinggan ng ADC Ziggs. So, we'll go
pero
with bot lane Ziggs.
ang popular na tawag talaga is ADC Ziggs pa rin. Kahit sa Reddit, if you read it. Ayan. So, also, in terms of composition, so obviously, I'm leaning more on the composition here of JSK. And considering the changes as well, on the
Rengar?
that favors Rengar. Ayun nga, sa lethality po. Again, ang lethal talaga ng Rengar na to, pagpasok sa game na to. And it synergizes so well in a sense that, may ultimate si Shen, meron din pong follow-up dito, si Ryze. I've seen recently the plays done by Virgin in TSM, mid laner ng TSM. And he has shown recently in the past games of North American LCS of how to play properly using the Rise
The
Realm Warp.
Rise.
Oo, na they just rush in a Baron, like bait. Ang ganda sa Realm Warp na yun, they could bait the position of their team. They could bait the enemy team, tricking them that they're in this position as a team. Tapos biglang boom, Realm Warp, nasa Baron sila. Bali
Plot
parang,
twist.
yung engages nila, yung information ng location of position nila sa mapa is just a bait for them to set up for a Realm Warp. Yun yung power ng Realm Warp. For them to set up. Alam ko may nakakita po sa inyo yon sa mga viewers natin. Not to mention yung Insta Realm Warp to the finish. Guys, here in the mid lane, a big collapse muli. Spear meets Burst. And I think there's a flash out done there by Spotless.
Ooh, this early in the game and out yung flash, medyo mahirapan sila. But, tingin ako sa bot lane duo ng JSK. I know na, in terms of crowd control, medyo mataas yung percentage kay Ashe given na yung Enchanted Crystal Arrow niya and yung Frost Shot is really good. Tapos, she outranges most ADC because, again, of her arrow. Tapos, going back sa Moonsoon ni Janna, I think it's really useful kasi pag clash and feeling mo nasa bingit na ng, well, let's just say, nasa bingit na ng kamatayan, yung group mo. I'm not saying anything bad sa JSK though. Janna can use Moonsoon to heal and then push away yung enemy teams. Though, sa shield ni Karma and yung Mantra, Janna Blaze might want to look on that.
Yes, and understanding Blaze as well, the Blaze pick, it's a nice pickup against a Hecarim, which is a good pickup against the Ashe. Yun na nga eh.
So counter lang sila ng counter sa isa't isa.
It's a chess game clearly na the moment na tatakbo dito si Burst, the moment that he is able to touch A-Style, kasi clearly crucial target si A-Style, especially if you're the Hecarim and you're aiming to dive for the backline, you're picking up a Courage of the Colossus. Paka-devastating charge ni Burst kay A-Style, yung follow-up damage yung magkukulang sa kanya kasi ang dami niyang masasalong CC na pwedeng i-provide dito ni Blaze on, yun nga, to peel for his ADC, which is A-Style. Kaya hindi lang din, dun sa featured matchup natin na A-Style versus Raze, ang kailangan din nating bantayan is yung support nila dito. Support nilang dalawa dito. Do take note guys na ang naglalaro pong support para sa TNC Pro Team, as you've recently watched in the last 2 weeks, ay si Burning po. Pero for this third week, it is Orthros. Si Orthros, ladies and gentlemen, it's the main support. Burning is the sub-support for TNC Pro Team. And interestingly, ayun na po, makikita na natin, gaano nga po ba kagaling si Orthros dito? Also, I want to mention, naka-highlight natin ay A-Style, tsaka Raze for the player matchup. Pero ito, isang matchup na napaka-interesting sa laban na to. Top lane, Weasel tsaka si Lando po. Clearly, Lando is winning in terms of the stats. Pero in terms of play style, napaka-similar nitong dalawa. They like making engages with inconsistent coordination with their team. Pero when it comes to dueling with each other, or with, dueling against a top laner, pareha sila magaling.
Gagamitin ko yung term mo, mala-impact ng duel yung mangyayari.
Do take note guys, Lando solo killed JLC. Nung laban nila. Nung laban nila, IPT versus TNC, that's one. It has to be respected. So, ayun ang malaking tanong. Interestingly then, Weasel is picking up a more conservative champion here. Good for dueling. Pero it is lineated more pagdating sa mid game to really support and shield someone. A crucial use of your ultimate. Shen, no? Compared to the Camille. Ayan. We're not even seeing a Maokai right now.
Yes. Well, probably kasi na-ban
it's banned by JSK, and it's a good ban against Lando. Seeing that one, King JLC and all. But here's a new one. Kled in a sense, he is by definition a good duelist. Pero as I see him, etong Kled na to, may snowball potential din. And look at that, the charge will be cast, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see, will it connect? Bertrand on the rope won't connect. Shockwave as well. Lots of skills being missed out here. Now TNC, here comes the shadow, gets the dot. Weasel in the backline, 4 members ng TNC. Garena, first blood, gets by Lando, mga kaibigan, ang bagyo.
An effortless first blood from TNC. Nakita ko din kanina, si Orthros, habang nagkakadagulo-gulo sila sa side ng mid lane, siya yung kumukuha ng damage from the turret para yung tatlong champions doon save sila sa pag
Nagulat nga ako, nandun si Orthros.
Yung parang, okay, a wild karma appears.
From the bot lane, di ba? Parang,
that was fast.
tas tower dive pa yun, ha? Tower dive pa yun dun sa...
buhay tower dive yun.
JSK. So, ito pala yung pinapakita sa atin ngayon ni Orthros, main support ng TNC. It's been a long time really. Ngayon pa lang siyang week 3 nagpakita.
Hindi na siya lumabas.
Ngayon, instant gank. Ang una niyang gank. It's a nice, interestingly, walang assist yun. Interesting. I'm curious though, if na-shield mo yung nag-assist para makuha yung kill, do you get an assist?
Probably, kasi nag-shield ka naman eh.
I'm very curious about that mechanic. Sa mga
At tayo,
viewers,
mag-support ka next time.
pero kanina wala kasing, ngayon no, tingnan mo sa stats ni Orthros dito.
0-0-0.
0-0-0. So, walang assist na lumabas.
Nada.
I'm very curious really if, sa mga viewers natin, kung na-shield mo ba yung naka-assist?
Yung naka-assist.
Yung naka-assist lang hindi yung naka-kill. May assist ka bang makukuha?
An assist on the assist para sa killer.
Para sa assist. Para makuha mo lang yung assist. It's assistception, something like that. Okay?
Ganun talaga ng mga
Actually, gusto ko nga malaman, baka may mechanic na bago sa League of Legends na, dahil sa vision mo, nakapatay yung junglers or mid lane mo. Will you get an assist for that, diba?
If ever meron man.
Wala lang.
Assistception.
Pahalata tuloy na umaasa lang ako sa assist.
Okay lang yan.
Tag nyo yung tropa nyong asa sa assist, mga kaibigan. Spam Medjay, Shockwave on the spear. Nice W there by Spear to stop the crowd control, but look at the superior response dito ng TNC. Here comes the onslaught of Shadows, gets the kill on Spear. 0-2 done here by TNC.
A very nice charge from Burst na nakita natin. Because of that, they were able to slay Spear. Wow, ganda na reaction time na. Well, now TNC is taking that Infernal Drake as their trophy. So far, I really think that TNC has this game vision-wise. Kasi like they know when to enter.
Yeah, they know when to respond. They have, as I mentioned, superior response. At walang intro charge ka agad in the bottom lane.
Diba?
Only to
Nagalagan yung tower.
Puts in the tower dive here. Will Weasel make it in time? His bottom duo is gone. And a 5-man squad by TNC. Clearly the momentum coming in from their game against IPT. Lagi ko nare-reference itong dalawang powerhouse team Minesk IPT talaga dito sa laban na to ng dalawang new blood teams na to.
Like, do you even break? Nope. Kasi after nung mga makamatay, mas
Infernal. Charges ka agad sa bottom lane.
Dalawang magkasunod. Wow. At least, I think that's really nice kasi na-utilize nila yung fact na may mga champions down tapos target agad nila yung turret. I really think that TNC is leaning more on the early game owning type of gameplay.
And this composition revolves around Hecarim. It's a glass cannon Hecarim build. Look at that. I'm seeing actually Sapphire Crystal. So there's a good chance that the Sheen will be prioritized instead of the jungle item, which is, designed in a way na, this Hecarim will be ganking a lot instead of power farming.
I expect nila yung mga presence ni Burst everywhere.
Kahit naka-Rage of the Colossus pa to, there's really no need to rush the tank. Just go for the upfront damage. Win those fights before the mid game. Look at that. You could see the Courage of the Colossus available on Hecarim also. The standard builds, interestingly, you gotta Rise there. Storm Raider Surge, added utility because what you need for Rise is to sustain his duel when it comes to landing that combo. Ayan. Interestingly, Fervor ang pinili dito ni Weasel. Now, yan yung as far as I know, the design still for Shen is to pick up Courage of the Colossus, if not Grasp of the Undying, if you're aiming for dueling. Pero ito, total fight ang habol niya, maybe because he's fighting a Kled. And I think it's an intuitive pick compared to the Grasp of the Undying, compared to the Courage of the Colossus, if you just want to stop flat out the Kled. Pero ang problema dito, hindi naman basta-basta nakikipaglaban si Lando sa kanya. Interestingly, guys, Lando has stepped up his coordination with his teammates. Lahat ng initiates niya with the charge, it is followed up better by his teammates, and that is a really nice growth and development here by the TNC Pro team.
We all remember Whistle as Lando na parang sila yung, halimbawa, nagpupush yung 4 members sila sa isang lane. Naka-split push lang sila, loner muna sila. But now, going back sa sinabi mo, Lando really is leaning more onto team fights. Given na, to win this game would be more on team fights tsaka pick-offs. Like, you won't get much pag puro solo ka. Kasi what if biglang yung buong team umatake sa'yo tapos scattered pala yung iba mong members.
At mukhang pick-offs taga ang usapan. Look at Weasel though, he's making the adjustment. He is able to read the pattern here of TNC. Ang bilis. Grabe mag-initiate ang TNC if they want to go all in. So hindi siya nagdadalawang isip na mag-ultimate papunta sa targets dito ng TNC and fold their plans. Knowing na hindi pa, maybe, if I'm not mistaken. But my guess here is, another cooldown of the violent tendencies, and Lando might just destroy this turret and take the first blood turret in favor of his team. Look at that. We are seeing now the matchup, Spear and Burst. Now, what I want to mention, you can see, of course, the official stats as well. The important stats as well. KDA and kill participation ang kinalamang dito ni Burst. What I want to mention, going back, Burst! dulo ng Onslaught of Shadows doesn't land the crowd control on Spotless. Pero do take note that the Ghost has been used. There, by Spotless. Buti na lang, no? Despite the nerf on the Ghost. Guys, alam nyo ba, ni-nerf na ang Ghost? Nagra-ramp up po yung movement speed niya. Hindi siya, kasi ang design sa Ghost, so far, pinipick up siya ng mga mid laners as a secondary flash. Like in an instant, nga naman, ang ganda talaga nun for mid laners wherein most of the champions in mid lane deals a lot of damage, but by design, kulang sa mobility. Syndra, di ba? You even have a Seraph, the Victor. And yun, basta may Ghost ka, parang mayroong kang instant mobility talaga. Ang bilis, di ba? So, ayun, what Ghost has been changed in a way na mag-wrap up ka muna for 2 seconds, if I'm not mistaken, bago mo ma-reach yung regular na movement speed ng Ghost. Now, going back dito sa discussion natin sa TNC, on burst.
Okay.
Yung composition dito ng TNC, it is designed around burst.
Nakaikot talaga. Nakafocus na kay Hacker yun.
What I want to mention here is that there's a lot of movement speed boost on burst. Look at that. You got the movement speed mula kay Orianna. It's a given.
Yeah.
Sa kompong ganyan.
Hector
Hecarim, Orianna, and the Karma, Shield. Pero ang isang malaking boost dito na nakakabuang for the tower dive that is able to burst members of JSK is the charge ni Lando. So ganun. I'm looking forward kung makaka one hit ba dito yung devastating charge ni Hecarim. If he max that one, kasi pwede. Oy, nagpapa-shoutout si Manjin. Okay.
Hey, Manjin!
Nabigay shoutouts for Manjin, okay?
Miss ka na ni Shinbu.
Wild Manjin appeared, mga kaibigan. And, anyway, ayun po. What I want to mention, tsaka sa mga viewers natin, alam ko na miss nyo na si Manjin talaga. Hindi lang naman ako nakakamiss kay Manjin.
A lot of people.
Alam ko rin sa mga viewers natin. Anyway, guys, going back dun sa discussion natin, ang taas ng damage na, no? Ang taas ng movement speed bonus na yon. Hence, knowing the passive of the Warpath, passive dito ng Hecarim, ang taas na nabibigyan na damage sa kanya on that devastating charge.
And so far, nakikita ko naman na Burst can utilize all the skills tsaka yung buffs na yun. Tapos, grabe talaga siya mag-gank. Alam mo yung tahimik ka lang naglalakas lang biglang nandun na si Hecarim.
And hindi lang yun Hindi lang naman devastating charge ang pinabuff ng movement speed na to. Base damage yun ni Hecarim. Added damage talaga yun. So, it's not just his devastating charge. Pwede rin yung kanyang rampage dito. And actually, normal hit niya rin. And in a sense, more damage that he deals, he has more sustain. So, pasok na pasok. What can be capitalized here by JSK is on Spear. Really, get that assassination. Let's see. Let's look at the itemizations of Spear right now. You get the Merc Threads, defensive itemization there. Doesn't want to receive and get locked down by the crowd controls. You get a Warrior's Enchantment. Supposedly, I'm expecting a lethality item na sa kamay dito ni Spear.
But no.
On the next item.
Tingnan natin kung ano yung pakulo niya. Malay mo mamaya may lethality.
I'm not sure if it's gonna be a rush on the Duskblade of Draktar. It could be a Yunus Ghostblade. Or, my guess is the Black Cleaver.
Yeah, most probably.
Yeah, my guess is the Black Cleaver. Let's see. Ayan. Again, guys, 0-4 po tayo. We are now the 16-minute mark of the game. Do take note that by design, again, as we mentioned, TNC's composition revolves around the Hecarim. The interesting part here is that yung Ziggs dito, siya naman yung bahala mag-push ngayon at mag-siege. Habang binibisi nyo yung JSK Esports, habang sinasagasaan dito ni Hecarim.
Bale, habang sinasagasaan ni Hecarim yung mga JSK, there's a wild Ziggs na take down.
ng turrets, yes.
Okay, a wild enchantment arrow displayed.
Yeah, enchanted crystal arrow didn't connect. Pero to take note, ang taas ng participation pa rin ng Ziggs on that kind of initiation. You could just easily follow up with the Mega Inferno Bomb ng Ziggs natin. Now, both of these two teams, their eyes are hot in this bottom lane. Lalo pa hot din yung Drake na lumabas. But look at that. TNC Pro Team initiated on the Drake. Spear may want was able to poke down a few damage on the members. Kasama din dito yung bottom duo ng JSK. Ito the members ng TNC. Spear aims for the jump, relying on his crowd control. Shockwave gets casted out. Spear goes so low. Forced to use his W to regenerate. Lots of damage. Members here of JSK Esports are on critical health. Pansinin natin, anong mga skills pang available. Do take note, Charge is still available. Onslaught of Shadows on the Hecarim is still available. Will there be a miracle play? Rather, it will be a called fallback and just give a second Infernal Drake to TNC Pro Team.
Ooh, what JSK can do now is either utilize on what they have in the sense na, well, two Infernal Drake buffs. Tapos, again, naka-center nga sila kay Hecarim and they really know how to utilize. Look, sa mid lane, they're targeting that tower and may nag-TP. So, I'm just gonna wait on what JSK will do since pansin ko, minsan, just minsan, pag nag-initiate sila ng gank or nag-gank sila, once a team member falls down, medyo nagiging shaky na sila.
Ah, yeah.
So, they have to have that presence of mind na kahit isa or dalawa yung mabaksak sa team nila, kaya pa nila mag-push or isang coordinated na slowly back away.
Lalo pa kung yung nawalang teammate, main damage dealer ng team nyo. Totoo yun. Ganun yun yung nature ng mga compositions natin sa League of Legends. I was saying na JSK Esports has the better composition.
Right?
Oo. In a sense na napapansin ko kasi na cheesy yung composition dito ng TNC.
Cheesy how?
Oh, it just revolves. It has one dynamic which revolves around the
Yung mga
Hecarim.
mata nila na kay Hecarim.
Oo. Pero wow, Spear again with the jump. Nice mechanical play done there by Spear. Wow.
One for one.
Flash, flash onto the brush, then jump on Oriana. Nice touch there, touche. Pero yun, paray pa rin siya. 1-1, ladies and gentlemen.
Fair trade.
Oh. Pero, again, by design nga, I was saying JSK Esports composition. Pero, the damage pa rin, when it comes to the early game damage, it is on TNC side. Sabi ko nga, may pagka-cheesy yung composition ng TNC. And it is cheesy in a sense na kailangan nilang makakill early on using burst, followed up by the charge and the movement speed buffs pa dito ng mga members, ng mga champions ng TNC. And ayun yata yung, that is the thing that was failed to be anticipated by JSK. Oo. Dalawang strong initiates yung nabag kaagad doon ng TNC. It went to 0-4 bago tayo nag 1-5. And right now, it is a situation where we have two Infernal Drakes. Now, here comes the Realm Arm. Here comes the charge. I'm hearing the charge. Meron Jacqueline na darating mga kaibigan. Plays for the early monsoon. Orthros is already gone. You could see that A-Style though, one damage dealer is gone. 4 na membro dito. Nakikipagbatintero kay Lando. Time to shut down, pre. Nahuba ang bagyo. Still, we have 4-6 after 1-5. It's a 3-for-1 exchange.
A nice response from Spotless though kasi like once yung JSK went all aggressive, biglang a wild Spotless appeared sa bot lane. Which is good and they got that mini clash onto their side.
Again, JSK Esports could capitalize. There might be some sort of complacency mula kay Lando. He has this habit of not coordinating when it matters. Or not coordinating properly when it matters with his teammates. So, yun ang pwede i-capitalize dito ng JSK kapag nagpumilit si Lando. Let's look into the replay. Ayan. Could be seen here na naka-run warp. And you could see the signal there. Di ko nakita kanina sa Clash yung signal ng charge ni Lando. But look at this. This is already a loss for TNC. Knowing na separated yung main damage dealer nila, si Raze, Lando can do well 1v1. Baka nga walang pwedeng makatalo sa kanya. Pero against 4v1, it's a given. He's gonna lose. Kailangan niya ng damage dealer. The power of Lando falls on the idea that he can duel with anyone. And when it comes to the fight, merong pa-follow up na damage sa kanya. Ayan. One playstyle here by Lando is to really split. Kapag wala nang kaya makiduel sa'yo, split push. Okay? But the thing here is that it's very hard to split push against a composition na may Enchanted Crystal Arrow plus Realm Warp. Biglang may pupunta na lang sa'yo. Ayan.
And going back sa Ash, sabi ko sa'yo, yung initiate ni Ash sa Enchanted Crystal Arrow was really nice kasi bila niya finalo up ng Frost Shot. Again, maganda yung combo na yun when it comes to... Actually, hindi nga count yun.
Getting the slow, but Burst will get a back. Devastating charge pabalik kay Spear. The third is there though. Do we have an ultimate from Weasel? Wala po. Wala rin tayong teleport. 3 members for the siege here mula sa TNC Pro Team. Weasel is doing his best for the wave clears. Do take note that there's a stand-up play between match kasama si Spear. 4 members now in this bottom lane mula sa TNC Pro Team. In the top lane, Lando is keeping the rest of the guys busy. But, of course, could be said na mapupush na tong bottom lane. Yes, it is. And, yep. It's kind of a 1-for-1 all over the map, but a win by TNC Pro Team.
That was witty though, kasi like kahit so much pressure on the bot lane, biglas yung A-Style went sa top lane para makapag-takedown ng turret. And now they're applying immense pressure onto the bot lane.
Yeah, that is the big question. TNC Pro Team, did they just realize that Ash is top? The thing here is that it's too late really to defend this outer top lane turret, but look at that! A-Style is going for the recall. He's not aiming for a push. He can
back na lang daw muna siya.
She can actually push this one. That's a big question. Though, based on the minimap, I can see na mataas-taas pa yung buhay ng Torre. Pero still, I'd recommend to really aim for the push. Especially if you coordinated na walang charge. Walang charge dito si Kled. Ayan.
Yeah, he did just use the charge. Well, nakikita natin ngayon na Ash is she okay? There, I think something stirring up sa mid lane. Things everywhere.
Yes, could be said here that isa rin sa hinaan ngayon. Sa situation lang na to ng TNC Pro Team ay mas nakakalamang sa vision ang JSK Esports.
Yes.
Take note, guys, is this correct? If I'm not mistaken, the next Drake ulit ay Infernal Drake. Tatlong
So, tatlo
Infernal Drake.
magkakasyan na Infernal Drake. Okay.
Oo, mabigat to kasi seryoso. Ayaw na ayaw ng JSK Esports. It's best as the end of the game if makakuha ng tatlong Infernal Drake dito ang TNC. And yes, it's been confirmed, guys. We are going to see the third Infernal Drake of this game. It already spawned. JSK Esports may want to rush that. TNC Pro Team, did they just realize that this might be their third Infernal Drake? Burst may go in. Devastating charge on cooldown. Infernal Drake's already gone. Will they just bag in a kill? Spear Q's in for the dash. Shockwave didn't connect onto anyone. Ekarim though with ultimate and delivers the Sherity. Nakaabot yung Stad United. Redemption gets casted. You can see the explosive ultimate there by the Ziggs 2-0. Lando, nandito na si Lando. And of course, onto Ace side. Look at Burst. He is not that tanky, but he is enough to withstand the damage ng Ash. In the end, it's 3-4-0. The big sacrifice of JSK in exchange for the Infernal Drake.
You are right. Nakafocus nga sila sa Hecarim in the sense na kanina, si Burst yung nasa frontliner. Like, yung iba, they were just supporting from the backside tapos they get to secure a couple of kills. But okay.
Ayan, ginalit mo yung ano! Ginalit mo yung Kled! Pinigilan mo yung teleport!
Okay, beast mode na po si Nando ngayon.
Wag ganyan, best. Tingnan mo pa. Parang ang ano eh, nanggulo ka ng manok.
Nananahimik lang siya, bigla ako umatake.
Oo, inano mo.
Down that, sir.
Ni-run prison mo, hindi pa third range yun, ha? Hindi pa third range yun. O, ayan, tuloy.
Ayan na si
Na
Spear.
violent
Takbo,
tendencies
takbo.
ka. Let's see on to Spear. Does he have the movement speed? He gets spotted by one of the vision or control wards. There you go. He is in range. Gets the jump. 279 crit. Violent tendencies for the critical. One last hit. Hindi nakarating si Skarl. And it is a win there by Spear. He got the support though of Blaze. Now, sinamahan dito ni Match. Si Weasel. Match with the movement speed along with the karma buff on the three members. Does Weasel have enough tankiness to reach his teammates? Howling Gale, ikas mo yan! Yes, there's the knock-up and Weasel live to tell the tale.
Actually, akala ko kanina maging all-out clash na but they slowly backed away. So, probably not the right time. So,
They need Lando for the initiates. Pero ito kasi, dito na medyo mawawala yung cheese ng TNC. Wala na tayo sa laning phase, clearly.
Okay.
Hindi na, ang baba na ng odds na separated yung members dito ng JSK. And that composition, that initiate, heavy initiate with a charge, with a devastating charge, Karma movement speed, Oriana movement speed, it works really nice kapag hiwa-hiwala yung lanes. Kapag, gara na, sugod tayo sa isang lane, ganyan. Pero ngayon na, ngayong mid-game na tayo, team fights na ang usapan. Okay? And by design, hindi pwede basta-basta iwanan ng TNC yung backline nila just because of Spear, just because of the Rengar. And yun yung problema. Pag nawala yung backline nila, pag nawala si Raze, nawala si Match dito, walang pa-follow up na damage para kay Lando at para kay Burst. Do take note na si Lando at Burst, they may need an additional tankiness para sa if they want to go for the front line, and by design, by their kit, they would really go for the front line. At yun yung problema eh. Sino ngayon yung magpipil sa backline? Ito kasi yung sickness ngayon ng patch na to. Kaya rin talaga galit na galit yung mga ADCs. Because of the courage of the Colossus, guys. Mas matapang po. Mas matapang yung mga tanks ngayon na mag-dive. Yung courage of the Colossus, by design, it is suggesting na yung mga tanks go for the dive, di ba? Sino ngayon, nawala na yung days na yung tank mag-15 for their ADCs and just rely on the damage of their ADCs. Orthros gets caught out of position here. The power of Realm Warp in the front line. There is Lando. Do take note na wala pong charge dito. Takbo, Lando. Hinahabol ka ng tatlo. Gets the center, ladies and gentlemen. And also the taunt. Here we go. Scar left him. Kawawang Kled. And of course, there's also the GA displays. Alam mo na yan. Ayan. So,
Kahit naka-Guardian Angel ka, tapos meron naman ako palibot sa'yo, wala na din.
okay, mukhang masaya ang February dito ng JSK Esports. Tingnan natin, they're taking the Baron 9-11 because clearly the momentum and in terms of scaling, their composition is paying out. But at what cost? Yung nakuha nilang 2 kill at itong Baron na to, I think, yeah, their mid lane is being shoved. There's Bears as well, gets the slow maybe from Blaze. Does he have an idea na pwedeng umabot sa kanyang member dito ng JSK? No enchanted crystal arrow though. Ash is not at the position to aim. Pero look at that. So, Baron buff. Let's see what JSK Esports can do with this Baron buff.
With that kind of Baron buff, I think pwede na silang extra push. Kasi regardless kung meron silang buff, they still have that Infernal Drake from earlier. So again, utilize dun kay Spear and yung sa Howling Gale and maybe, again, sa Moonstone ni Janna, it's still up. Tapos with Ashes Initiate, that Enchanted Crystal Arrow, it can go a long way.
So we can see here na in the Black Cleaver, kung ginawa ni Rengar dito, it is clearly aiming for that backline. It is clearly aiming on getting the proper position. You must Ghost Blade, and yup, you know, that movement speed, position yourself, go for that chase, go for that pick up. I'm just targeting the squishy ones. Kasi if you're playing Black Cleaver, you're like building like a pseudo tank na gusto mong tanggalin yung armor nung target mo so that yung backline damage mas masakit.
Mas immense, okay?
Ayan. Visiting the itemizations as well could be observed here, guys, that the scaling nga, sumapul na po, spotless with a 10 stack Rod of Ages. Ang alam ko, ang stack ng Rod of Ages is 20, pero pagdating sa indicator, alam ko 10 yung full stack. We'll see if I'm not mistaken. There's also lots and lots of magic resistance being brought to the table here by Spotless, interestingly. So you could see how they are keeping this Ziggs in check. They know that the Kled may fall off. And, you know, ang malaking problema pa rin ay si Ziggs dito. Now, you could see the power of the redemption and also the W sustain. Burst, this is going south onto him. Look at A-Style as well. Pinahiraman dito sila Orthros, tsaka si Raze. Orthros will go down. Blaze will go down. There is also Lando. Everyone is aiming for this response. ADC in 2017, ladies and gentlemen, as the backline is going south. Only here comes Weasel. Pero 2-4-2 pa rin tayo. 11-13. And this could be, ladies and gentlemen, the most interesting part of our game. Kasi itong dalawang team na to ngayon ay git-gitan.
So much fun. Actually, curious ko kasi they have the support down and they have burst. Kung sabi mo nga kanina, sa kanya naka-center yung composition ng team. So, what will they do since burst is down but they still have to push?
Oo. Kapag nawala si burst at kapag hindi ginagamit yung combo ng devastating charge, nakarelay ang damage kay Raze. Pero, paano kung wala si Raze, di ba? And nakarelay din yung damage kay Orianna. Kaya nga, ang ganda ng makaintindi rin ng JSK Esports dito na maglagay ng magic resistance. Pero take note, walang magic resistance masyado si Rengar dito. Only in the Merc Threads and the Null Magic Mantle. So, yep, one last hit mula doon kay Burst with the passive, if I'm not mistaken, or the Q. And yep, gets the kill. 2-4-2 pa rin. At sabi ko nga, pantay na, medyo pantayan ang usapan na. Gitgitan dito. Itong dalawang team natin ngayon. Kasi hindi na to yung kaninang clear na may lamang ang TNC because of their superior initiate, because of their power na pwede silang lumipat, gumawa ng initiate from one lane to another. Ito ngayon, ito yung mid-game team fights. It's a 5k gold lead here by TNC. Siguro if you want to observe sino yung mas pwedeng makabuo or makakuha ng lamang biglaan, let's try to understand the itemizations here. Right now, I would advise Raze to build magic penetration on this one. I'm thinking kung pwede ba mag-Zhonya's Hourglass, pero I'd just recommend magic penetration.
Optional na lang yan.
I'd recommend magic penetration. Although if he builds Zhonya's Hourglass, he gets armor, he gets a mechanic na kahit papano pwedeng maka-back up sa kanya yung teammates niya. Pero there's already the shield. Pero one thing that is good about Zhonya's Hourglass is the cooldown. And maybe, just maybe, kailangan pa dito ni Raze ng added cooldown to deliver and bring more bombs into the team fight.
Going back sa mga earlier statements mo, you did say na in order for JSK to win, kailangan, yung pressure is on Spear, right? And early, nakita natin na, you're right, kasi si Spear yung, minsan siya nag-initiate, but siya yung bahala sa frontline damage. So, JSK might want to utilize on that, kasi nga, again, TNC, nakaikot sila for Hecarim.
There we go. This might be a game changer for JSK Esports. Ardent Sensor, kakakompleto lamang
Crap,
kay Blaze. Let's see what would be the effect on A-Style. Here comes the powerful initiate. Etong muli, ang TNC. Nag-initiate sa nasirang Torre. Akala ko merong champion. Akala ko may champion na masasagasaan eh. A lot of cooldown. Now, that's a cooldown spent on the charge. Do take note na mataas-taas yung mabilis-bilis yung cooldown dito ng charge. Look at that. Still, JSK might get baited knowing na wala na dito yung initial or main glass cannon kit ng TNC. But look at A-Style receiving the shockwave. What can be done here? Buelong-buelo si Raze para mag-deal ng damage where the rest of the members, one by one, members of JSK Esports are whittling down. It is 3 against 0, ladies and gents. And you could see that Spear is not there for the fight. Fatal mistake. There's the roar of the Rengar. This could be the end of the game. In an instant, they might miss this one in a flash. Spotless running for his life, aiming for the, oh my god, aiming for the ultimate to escape. And in an instant, ganun kapilis. Clearly upsetting against JSK Esports. This turret won't survive, especially against a 6 TNC pro team. Going flash against JSK Esports. Congratulations, GGWP, and a victory by TNC.
That was really surprising. Well, kudos to TNC.
Yeah.
Diba kang pinag-uusapan pa lang natin how like git-gitan sila biglang, oh okay, TNC.
Oh, if it's possible, I may want to request yung replay. Ano yung conditions bago tumodo yung TNC na yon? Yung TNC doon sa mid lane.
I am curious.
Oo, kasi
baka bigla sila nag-charge sa
tumodo
mid lane.
diba?
Yeah.
Tumodo sa mid lane. Dinerecho lang. Dapat pantay
Lahat
lang
sila.
yun. Dapat pantay lang yun. Nasaan si Rengar? Nasaan si Rengar? We'll just check that one on the highlights. Okay? Doon sa highlights natin, after ng stream natin, guys, tingnan nyo kung nasaan si Spear doon. Okay? At bakit?
Mali mo nag-split push pala siya.
Oh,
tapos
yun yung
biglang
danger eh.
gulat
Sabi
siya.
ko nga, cheesy yung composition ng TNC. Pero wag mo lang silang payagan na makagano na makaboil at dumire-diretso
Kasi
sa'yo.
pero nung sunod-sunod na parang nag-knock sila sa base, tapos inhibitor turret, dalawang turrets, and then eventually yung Nexus na.
Yeah, something has to be done in the backline. Na magulo yung backline para hindi makagawa ng follow-up damage. And yung frontline na yung bahala, may field doon ng Janna. Now, let's just go for the endgame stats. Okay? On the endgame stats, it can be said here that pretty much the kill distribution here are pretty even. Interestingly though, na pagdating sa side dito ng JSK Esports, lands on Spear. So that is a reflection really of the patch 7.2 lethality changes. Not to mention na it's really good to pick off against a Karma, tsaka Oriana, tsaka 6 if you're a Rengar.
Diba?
Look at the damage dealt to champions as well. But look at that in the matchup for the top lane, Shen, tsaka Kled. Yun nga rin eh, malaking tanong kasi by design talaga, Kled can push third pass, wala siyang problema sa mana. So every time na nag-ult si Shen, diba? Every time nag-ult si Shen, meron sure na cost in favor of the Kled. Not to mention that in the early parts of the game, si Kled din, grabe yung presence.
True.
Dalawang successful charge. Tower dive in the mid lane, tower dive in the bot lane.
And let's not forget na siya ngayon nag-initiate nung papunta sila sa mid lane.
So, mad props for TNC Pro Team. The biggest congratulations. Let's see how will JSK Esports adjust. Will they, will this be their second 2-0? Or will TNC experience their second 1-1? Let's see, ladies and gentlemen. Kami po yung naging shoutcaster for that game. Ako po si Shinbu with the 1 for an eye. And of course, kasama ko po syempre si Yuko. Do take note, may search and win promo pa po tayo.
Wait lang lalabas yun sa... At random time siya lumalabas guys. So, hintayin nyo lang.
Unang laro para sa match 1 here at the day 1 of week 3 of the Pro Gaming Series 2017 Spring Split. Powered by Bounce Energy Drink. Drive your energy. We'll see you guys on the next one. Na darating mga kaibigan, place for the early monsoon. Orthros is already on. You could see that A-Style though, one damage dealer is gone. Apat na membro dito, nakikipagbatin pero kay Danto. Time to shut down Rindo with ultimate and delivers the Shen. Hindi nakaabot yung Stadium United. Redemption gets casted. It's the explosive ultimate there, the 6-2-0. Lando, nandito na si Lando. And of course, also A-Style. Look at first, he is not a tanky, but he is enough to withstand the damage ng Ash. In the end, it's 3-4-0. The big sacrifice of Jex.
You are right. Nakafocus na sila sa header since na kanina. Si Burst yung nasa frontliner. Like yung iba, they were just
Double use state. First, this is going south onto him. Look at A-Style naman as well. Pinahiraman dito sila Ortros, tsaka si Raze. Ortros will go down, Blaze will go down. There is also Lando as everyone is aiming for this response. ADC in 2017, ladies and gentlemen, as the backline is going south. Only here comes Weasel, pero 2-4-2 pa rin tayo. 11-13 guys, cannot hit ng TNC. But look at Ace receiving the shockwave. What can be done here? Buelong-buelo si Raze para mag-deal ng damage where the rest of the members want. But remember, Tex Esports are whittling down. It is 3 against 0, ladies and gents. And you can see that Spear is not there for the fight. Fatal mistake. There's the roar of the red card. This could be the end of the game. In an instant, they might lose this one in a flash. Spot is running for his life, aiming for the, oh my god, aiming for the ultimate to escape. And in an instant, ganun kabilis. Really upsetting against JSK Esports. This third won't survive, especially against the 6 TNC Pro Team. Going flash against JSK Esports. Congratulations, TWP, and victory